The dynamic between Nezuko and Tanjiro, with a brother overcoming all odds to save his sister while she fights to retain her humanity, is one of the most compelling subplots in Demon Slayer. But what if these roles were reversed? In today's video, let's take a look at what would happen if Nezuko was a Demon Slayer instead of Tanjiro. Our story starts off with the Kamado family being attacked by demons, but this time Nezuko is the one who's out collecting firewood. When she returns, all her family members have been killed except for her older brother Tanjiro, who seems to be barely hanging on. Similar to what happens in the original timeline, Nezuko tries to carry her brother down to a hospital, but encounters Kiyabu, who realizes that he's a demon. Now, a human Nezuko is not as resourceful or strong as Tanjiro, so we won't be seeing any axe shenanigans here, but Kiyabu would still see the bond between the two siblings and send them to Urokudaki. While Urokudaki is able to subdue Tanjiro and put him to sleep, it becomes clear that he will not be docile like Nezuko was in the original timeline. Right from the outset, Tanjiro shows signs of aggression, and can only be calmed down by his sister. This forces Urokudaki to use hypnosis to plant a belief in the demon Tanjiro's mind that all humanity is his family and that he must not harm them. In the meantime, Nezuko trains tirelessly under Urokudaki and aces the final selection with her speed and creativity in battle. When she receives her official Nichirin blade for the first time, it turns a deep shade of crimson in her hands. Just like in the original timeline, Nezuko's first mission is to eliminate the Swamp Demon, which she handles without much difficulty. But things get interesting during the Entertainment District arc, when a sleeping Tanjiro detects Muzan nearby. Tanjiro begins causing a commotion, which Nezuko barely manages to contain. However, by that point, Muzan has noticed that the Kamado siblings are traveling together, and that one of them is a Demon Slayer. The Demon King orders Susumaru and Yahaba to take care of Tanjiro and Nezuko, but unknown to Muzan, the two have also caught the attention of Yushiro, who reports the incident to Tamayo. Once they're tracked down by Yahaba, the resulting battle demonstrates Tanjiro's potential as a demon. He's immensely strong and durable, easily tanking hits from Susumaru's Temari and charging forward into battle. The opening created by Tanjiro allows Tamayo to use her blood demon art to take out Susumaru, while Nezuko hunts down Yahaba and beheads him. After this fierce encounter, Tamayo decides to assist Nezuko by sharing her research on demon physiology. Nezuko, determined to cure her brother, agrees to collect blood samples from the 12 Kizuki, just as Tanjiro did in the original timeline. Soon after, Nezuko receives her next mission, an investigation at the mysterious Tsuzumi Mansion. Here she meets Zenitsu and Inosuke for the first time. Zenitsu is nervous as usual, but falls head over heels for Nezuko right on the battlefield. But unlike Tanjiro, Nezuko isn't very patient with him and constantly calls Zenitsu out for his cowardice and tells him to have more confidence in his skills as a demon slayer. In the Tsuzumi Mansion, Nezuko defeats Kyogai with a combination of quick footwork and clever strikes, and also manages to rescue the terrified children trapped in the mansion. Inosuke, unlike Zenitsu, does not care that Nezuko is a woman and sees her as a worthy opponent. Following the battle against Kyogai, he challenges her repeatedly, and she's forced to knock him out so they can continue their journey in peace and quiet. Nezuko, Zenitsu, and Inosuke soon head toward Mount Natagumo, where they encounter the terrifying spider demon family. This arc takes a darker turn, as demon Tanjiro senses Nezuko is in danger and escapes from Urokudaki's box to join the battle and defend his sister. Rui, the Lower Moon 5, mistakes Tanjiro for a newly evolved demon and offers him a place in his family, but Tanjiro's attachment to Nezuko causes him to lash out instead. In the battle against Rui, it was Tanjiro's flame breathing that allowed the demon slayers to survive until Kiyabu arrived. However, this time that option is not on the table, as Tanjiro has never trained in breathing techniques. However, Tanjiro does awaken a blood demon art that fits his fighting style, allowing him to generate powerful shockwaves, something similar to Akaza. With this new technique, the siblings barely manage to fend off the Lower Moon 5 until the Water Hashira saves them. This public display of sibling cooperation between a demon and a slayer alarms the Demon Slayer Corps, and Nezuko and Tanjiro are brought before the Hashira. Sanemi attempts to provoke Tanjiro, but the effects of Urokudaki's hypnosis and Nezuko's calming presence helps him resist the urge to attack. Kagaya Ubuyashiki, the master of the Demon Slayer Corps, vouches for the siblings. He sees potential in Nezuko's visions of a world where demons can be saved, and urges the Hashira to trust her. With great reluctance, they agree, and Nezuko is allowed to continue her mission under supervision. Her next major assignment is aboard the Mugen train, where Rengoku Kyojuro takes a mentor-like role for Nezuko, inspired by her fiery determination and sense of justice. The fight against Enmu plays out similarly, but when Nezuko is targeted in the dream world, it's Tanjiro who breaks through her subconscious and brings her back. The tragic battle with Akaza results in Rengoku's death, a moment that deeply shakes Nezuko. Her resolve hardens, and for the first time, she vows not just to protect her brother, but to end Muzan, no matter the costs. After mourning Rengoku's death, Nezuko is more determined than ever. She teams up with the flamboyant sound Hashira Tengen Uzui for her next mission in the entertainment district. This time, Nezuko takes on the undercover role that Tanjiro had in the original timeline. With her quiet grace and sharp instincts, she blends into the bustling nightlife with surprising ease, and is the first to uncover Daki's presence. Thanks to Nezuko's subtlety, Tengen is able to formulate a plan to eliminate Daki and rescue his wives. Nezuko initially encounters Daki head-on, and the two engage in a fierce battle, with Daki initially overwhelming Nezuko using her sash techniques. Just when things seem bleak, Tengen crashes in as planned to take out Daki. While the two succeed, they were not prepared for Gyutaro's emergence. Tengen takes on the newly emerged demon along with Inosuke, while Zenitsu rushes to Nezuko's assistance with Daki. Now that she understands the Demon Slayer's strength, Daki fights seriously, becoming a more formidable opponent. Just as Nezuko is about to receive a fatal slash from Daki's obi, Tanjiro appears, drawn to the scent of blood and his sister's peril. He tears through Daki's defenses with raw strength, but begins to lose control. Tengen witnesses this and decides to make the best of a bad situation. He enlists Zenitsu's help as well to take out Gyutaro, while instructing Nezuko to find an opening in Tanjiro's rampage to cut through Daki's neck. The battle ends with both demons defeated, but not without cost. Tanjiro is weakened, and Nezuko's body is covered in wounds as collateral damage from Tanjiro's onslaught. Meanwhile, a poisoned Tengen collapses from his injuries. In the original timeline, it was Nezuko's blood demon art that healed him, but this time Tengen dies, surrounded by his 3 wives, as he cannot be treated fast enough. Nezuko's next destination is the hidden Swordsmith village, where she goes to receive a new blade. But trouble is never far behind, as the upper-ranked demons Hantengu and Gyoko attack the village, sending everyone into chaos. This arc marks the awakening of Nezuko's Demon Slayer mark, which appears during her battle against Hantengu's multiple fear-based forms. Tanjiro, meanwhile, is drawn into the fight after Gyoko targets the village elders. Though still a demon, he has started to show signs of regaining his human personality, and fights valiantly against Gyoko's monsters to protect the villagers. In the climactic battle, Nezuko is forced to make a critical choice: chase after the fleeing Hantengu, or shield Tanjiro from the rising sun. The sun begins to rise, and everyone braces for Tanjiro's death, but to their shock, he survives. This confirms Tamayo's theory that Tanjiro is developing immunity, and that hope for a cure is no longer just a dream, it's a real possibility. As the Demon Slayer Corps begins training for the final confrontation, Nezuko takes part in the intense Hashira training, growing stronger than ever. Muzan realizes that the threat posed by the Demon Slayers is more significant than ever, and launches a full assault with the added motive of capturing Tanjiro and figuring out his immunity. The Infinity Castle battle begins, and it's total chaos. Hashira and regular Demon Slayers are split up, forced to face upper-ranked demons in separate hellish domains. Nezuko faces off against Akaza alongside Giyu in a battle of technique versus resolve. Without a Sunbreather by his side, the pressure on Giyu's shoulders is even heavier, and he takes significant damage at Akaza's hands. But the two Demon Slayers do have a Sunbreather among them. Seeing his sister on the verge of taking a fatal blow, Tanjiro unlocks his memories of his father performing the Hinokami Kagura and strikes back against Akaza, matching the Upper Moon blow for blow. With all the Upper Moons defeated, the Demon Slayers confront Muzan for their final battle. Gyomei and Sanemi charge at him with their coordinated wind and stone forms, while the remaining Demon Slayers tag in to deal damage to the Demon King. The battle is devastating, with many of the Hashira losing their lives, but ultimately humanity prevails, and the Kamado siblings, once torn apart by tragedy, now stand side by side. Nezuko collapses, her body pushed beyond its limit. Tanjiro holds her in his arms as the sun rises, just as she once dragged him through the snow. But fate is kind to the two siblings. Thanks to Tamayo's final antidote, Tanjiro is saved and he returns to being fully human. So what do you think of Nezuko as a Demon Slayer? Was she better than her brother? If you like this fan theory, make sure to subscribe so that you never miss another Demon Slayer video.